Hello YouTubers, Traws here, playing some Kerbal Space Program. Version 0.20 came out earlier this week, and it's got a few new features, including the flags here. It's got a few extra parts, uses less memory, supposed to be a little faster. There's new loading screens. Got a little better view here in the you can sort by type of object. Oh, and there's I'll show you the there's a database in the map view about different objects. But I'm gonna try to plant the flag. And I'm gonna try to plant the flag on the Space Kraken. If you don't know, the Space Kraken is on Bop, one of the moons of Jool. And I have a ship here. We got one of the new parts is the new space chair. I have a giant ship here. This is my Galactic Explorer. Yeah, it's really big. But I added a little rover on the top here, or semi-big rover, and it's got a little space chair there. And use new wheels that were added. But I'm gonna try to get this out to Jool and at least land the rover on Bop. Plant the flag. So let's try that. Okay. Looks like we got Tomfrey, Lanzer, and Harsner. A little hard to read. I got my recording software displays right over that. But let's see. Here's the little information display. Let's get information about your ship. Yeah, this is a really heavy ship at launch. Latitude, longitude, part count. Harson Kerman, Tomfrey Kerman, Lenzer Kerman. You got their courage and stupidity. Alright, well, this is going pretty slow. Let's get this into orbit, and then I'll talk to you probably there. In 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, there we are in orbit. That's pretty close. And yeah, and let's see, to get into orbit now at just about 300 tons, down from 1,800 and some odd, and we lost about half our parts. You can see it gives our altitude and velocity and all sorts of neat information like that. Alrighty, let's plan our flight here. So, probably in a pretty poor position to get to Joule, but gonna go anyway. Yeah, so we're going to be getting out there about the time when we're furthest as we can possibly be. Also, yeah, the problem is that burn time is not going to be anywhere near accurate, and that's because we're almost out of fuel on these mainsail engines, and then we have 9 of the nuclear engines left to power us. Anyway, let's fast forward around. I'm going to try burning, let's say, 3 minutes early. Alright, I'm gonna stop it there. Obviously, because the burn took so long, it doesn't match our planned path exactly. As you can see, we're over here. But we're inside the Kerbal system still, but we're on an escape trajectory. And that will bring us near Joule. Although, near Joule's orbit, I should say, rather than near it itself. We'll have to make one little adjustment here to bring. You see, our orbit is above Joule's, but we can make a little adjustment burn right here. It's pretty good. That's only a 1 minute burn. So let's fast forward out there. Gonna start with like 35 seconds to go. That looks pretty good. Oh, that's pretty good for the first time around. 257 days from now. Alright. We got some more solar panels and stuff we can extend here. So I'm going to do that. Action group. Still got a decent amount of fuel left. We'll use a good chunk of that in this maneuver, but should be pretty good. Alright, we got all our solar panels out, so we're generating as much energy as we can, because as we travel away from the sun, generate less and less energy. Yep, so almost full on, and we're generating 16, but we're still relatively close to the sun. When we get out, the Joule will probably be only receiving half the energy per solar panel. And speaking of getting out the Joule, let's do some fast forwarding. Yep, as you can see, a lot less energy out here. Barely getting 9 now out of a fully exposed panel. But we don't really care about that at the moment. Let's turn on some RCS here. We're gonna get lined up for our burn in just over a day. It's gonna be a prograde burn. Try to add another 462 meters per second. Alright, got about 30 seconds before the burn. Out here in the middle of nowhere, nothing's near us. And start the burn. Alright. That looks good, I think. At least for now. Kind of popping back and forth, and I'm not quite as low as I planned, but alright, here we are, approaching Joule. Still about 85 days away. Want to plan this encounter though, so that as close as possible, and we're not orbiting the wrong way, which I think we may be right now. Additionally, it looks like we're coming in over the top, which I don't want to do. Alright, this doesn't need to be that exact. And it's going to be a very short burn. Let's just go for it now. Ooh. Trying to keep up, but alright, let's put one over just inside the sphere of influence. Use this as a timer. Okay, here we are. We are kind of going around the other way. If you don't know, things orbit in a counterclockwise direction if viewed from above, and we want to do the same. It makes matching speed with targets much easier if you're going in the same direction as them. So we're going to need to make a little correction burn here. Jewel somewhere behind us. Can't quite see it, but let's not let that stop us. Let's begin the burn. Whoa. Alright, let's try to get that back down. Oh yeah, RCS. Just about 100,000. "17 days away still." Alrighty. There it is. And we're still 16 days away. Alrighty, we are really close now. Gonna be inside the atmosphere for a bit. Let's close up these solar panels so they don't get damaged. Not sure if there will be enough wind, but I don't want to take the chance. Atmosphere starts about 135 kilometers up or so. And yep, there we go. We've already been captured. Maybe going too low. And it in fact looks like that is the case. not gonna end well at all. We're gonna have to reload. Alrighty, here we are. We're headed towards Joule. About 16 days out. We're headed up. Kind of want to do some aero braking, but don't want to go too low. Like about 110,000 meters there, 110 kilometers. But it's still jumping around a whole lot. Alrighty. We're just 41 minutes away from our periapsis, and it should be enough to slow us and capture us without slowing us down too much and catching us in the atmosphere. Let's prepare the ship by retracting the panels. All the panels on the top part I have on an action group, on the lander part. Lots of moons around here. Alright, I'm gonna fast forward a bit. You can see our orbital speed is going up quite a lot. Alright, it's time to track the rest of the solar panels as we're just about to enter. We need to slow down from 9,000 to, I think it's approximately 4,000 or 5,000 is probably about 5,000 is meters per second is a orbit, and just adjusting so we're engines first. It seems like the safest way. Still 4 minutes, so I'm gonna warp a bit. Looks like we already started slowing down. And now we're getting the flame effects. Wow. Nice re-entry effects off those stowed solar panels. That's why I stow them, otherwise they'd be ripped to shreds. And we're in an orbit. And it's rapidly decreasing. Ooh, wow. May have come in too low. Really want to be coming out by now. 26 seconds. Oh, wow. We are slowing down. Really do want to be going back up at this point, though. Does look like our rate of descent is decreasing. And alright, we're on our way back up. And okay, we may achieve orbit, but gonna be a lot lower than I wanted it. Probably don't want to slow down too much less than 7,000 meters a second. But at the moment, there's not much I can do about it. Sound like the re-entry effects are lessening. You see, we looks like we have achieved orbit. Bit lower than I wanted to. I kind of wanted to orbit, well, at least cross bops at some point, but looks like we did get here, and didn't go too deep, and get completely captured, which would be disastrous. And so it was not terrible, not great, but not terrible.